The real estate sector has experienced remarkable growth and development in recent years, fueled by factors such as population growth, urbanization, and the rising demand for housing. Well, despite those outstanding accomplishments, there remain substantial challenges confronting and defining, as it were, the growth trajectory and dimensions. Apparently, the nation's struggling economy continues to play a major part in suppressing investor confidence and willingness to make critical commitments in the real estate space, same as weak regulations and institutions that sound big on policy, but rather weak on implementation. Dr. Edward Akinlade is a seasoned real estate professional and property developer. He joins us now to evaluate the developments within Nigeria's real estate sector. Good to have you here, and good afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
So along with the good comes the bad. We hear about the bad quite a lot, but let's start with the medium, I guess. What are the challenges that the sector is currently facing that we might not be aware of, and what is your take on how to address some of them?
Well, we have multiple challenges, and unless it is addressed, the tenant or the buyers of our products will be the one that will bear the cost. We have said it many times. The number one at the moment is probably construction costs in terms of all the materials. Cement is in the news again, and we pray Aliko Dangote delivers on what he promised. But don't also forget that the BUA chairman already promised us that he was going to get cement down to 3,500 naira per bag in December, just down some months ago. So we're holding both of them. We understand their argument, cost of diesel. But dollar is coming down. Why is diesel not coming down? Now, who is the major supplier of diesel now in Nigeria? Aliko Dangote. So all of this should work for our benefit. But apart from looking at those areas, we have the steel costs, very high, sand costs, very high. Labor costs has not moved substantially. So we're happy for that. But also government policy providing us an enabling environment has been the biggest challenges we have. We believe in the industry that government should not be in real estate business. They're still muscling themselves in. Therefore clouding us out of what should be our... But don't also forget that in the past, we have suggested to them, give us land, and we will develop for you, government. You don't need to spend a penny. You will get a proportion of the building back for your land investment in us. But obviously, they're not interested at the moment, but we keep on pushing, we keep on punching, and we know that sooner or later, the Tinubu government will look our way.
All right. Beyond what we read about growth in the real estate sector, do you think it's only limited to a small percentage of Nigeria's population, especially when the issue of affordability and, of course, inflation is taking its toll on the masses?
Well, it's a difficult area. The word affordability is supposed to be a percentage of our average income. What income what can a man who is on 30,000 naira build in Nigeria?
Yeah.
His money in a year may not even be enough to buy a whole truck of cement if that is what is required to build his house. So for us, government needs to come in to make affordability means affordability. We are about to open a site in Majidun at the moment. The minimum we can sell a bungalow, the tiniest that we can sell a bungalow, is about 35 million naira. Now, that is what we call affordable homes. Obviously, the cost has priced everybody in what I will call the bottom scale. In fact, the middle income earner in Nigeria cannot even afford it again. So it's very, very tough. And unfortunately, the citizen who are that 90% bottom level will be the one that will burn the cost.
Well, those are grim realities there.
And speaking of grim realities, we recently saw the market fire in Dosumu, and we've seen similar situations, not so much fires, but situations where structural issues are a problem. The building comes down. We know that the fire couldn't have been aided by the fact that the buildings are all quite close together, and it brings to question regulation and safety. What can be done in the sector about regulating the checks and balances that need to be implemented for substandard buildings to be taken down, or even substandard materials being used to erect these buildings that come down?
Well, it is what I would call a matter of cooperation. The government's regulatory aspect, and also we in the construction industry or real estate industry, we need to up our game. The cost of building at the moment is going to put more stress on people cutting corners. So I will predict going forward, more buildings are still going to collapse.
Wow.
Because it will catch up to us what we're doing now. 3 bags of cement, 2 bags of cement, because the cement is too high, how many will you use? He still wants to make the same profit. So those are some of the things. So, but government regulation, building control in Lagos State needs to step up their game. But do they have the manpower? Like, I think the last time I was here, I said construction in Lagos, close to 1 million, is taking place at the moment. Do they have the manpower to really go there and police all of that? So government needs to step up there again. But one of the solutions being proposed was that they should sub those work to, I think, the Institute of Guild of the engineers of Nigeria, because they are available in every local government. They could assist them going forward. But what happened in Dosumu in central Lagos, we need to learn our lesson. If care is not taken, it will happen again. Because if one building catch fire in central Lagos, nothing less than 3 or 4 will catch the same fire. They're close together. And that is being historical laxity in regulation in Lagos. If I have my way, the people of Lagos will not like it. I'm an engineer of Lagos. I'm a prince of Lagos. If I have my way, I will pay compensation and I will level majority of central Lagos.
All right, if I may come in, Dr. Akinlade, right there. But where do you draw the line between residential, commercial, industrial settings within a single space? And what is this saying about the town planning laws in Lagos? Not just Lagos itself, but in other parts of Nigeria. How proactive have they been while these structures are being erected over time?
Well, all I will say is that they've been sleeping. I mean, Abuja is a master case that you can look at. Remember when El-Rufai came in, El-Rufai basically went back and brought out the master plan and said, this is what it's going to be. This is residential, this is commercial. We will not allow you to break that. But in Lagos, the Lagos State government also have master plan. I am part of those who was involved in the Ikeja master plan when it was being developed. I don't know whether you will have one for central Lagos. But the problem is policing, getting people to accountable, punishing offenders. Until that is done, more of breaking building control regulation will be on the table.
So really, which is the way forward?
Well, the way forward is a combination of so many things. We need to find good leadership that will say no. Remember, El-Rufai in Abuja was hated for doing that bold move and say the master plan must be followed. Because when you look at part of Lagos at the moment, I mean, I've been in Ikeja GRA for the past 15, 16 years. If you go to Ikeja GRA today, it's almost everywhere is turning commercial. And it wasn't so. In the 70s, part of the short course I attended was in Vitri School, which is on the other side of Ikeja GRA. You dare not even walk into Ikeja GRA. Police will arrest you. But now, Ikeja GRA is commercial, residential, hotel. We own an hotel on Joel Ogunaike. The number of hotels there now is probably over 30 on one street. Now, in a sane nation, the government will have said, hold on, let's provide infrastructure that can facilitate all these things that you are doing. It's not there. So the government itself has its own in terms of not performing.
Okay.
You know, they're collecting infrastructural development fund from us, the developer. But we are not saying it in road, in infrastructure. We're not saying it. So for me, we need to work hand in hand with governments. Government do their own, and we do our own as a way forward.
Still on regulations, how would you describe the one for Nigeria's real estate sector and conformity by stakeholders, builders, developers, and construction workers, as it were? You know, conformity in their own rules and regulations. Are they following it? And is there been more being done in terms of sanctioning quacks who don't have any business to do with building, construction industry, but you find them there?
Well, I'm happy to say to you that my company is a member of the Real Estate Society of Nigeria. And also we have a lot of other associations that are supposed to standardize what we're doing. But unfortunately, the greed in our environment, the hunger in our environment is eating into all of this. I will give you an example. When you are a contractor and you've taken a fixed price contract, and price continue to rise up, you'll be cutting corners. But there should be a regulation that will stop you. That is not being properly policed in Nigeria until we catch some people, jail them, fine them, seize their property. Lagos State is trying. But, for example, look at all the property, all the building that has fallen down in Lagos. How many people has ended up in prison? Publicized to everybody. And then you will be, I will not do that. Lagos is, it's just like the way the EFCC is going around now, arresting people, spraying money at party. Everybody is afraid. If you go to party at the moment, you will not see anybody doing that. So that is what we also want in the construction industry, for the government to wake up, use some people to bond the law. Yoruba, Jofi is what I was trying to, you understand me? And everybody will sit up. But until that,
we're still
the future is bleak.
More examples need to be made
Yes.
in the real estate sector rather than just in the money laundering or money spraying sector. All right, so thank you so much for joining us today, Dr. Edward Akinlade, real estate and property developer. Oh, actually, we still have a little more time. I want to take this opportunity to ask about the devaluation of the naira. You did say that with issues like this, you'll see more people cutting corners because their margins of profit aren't that big anymore. What can be done about that?
Well, again, you're going back to government policy.
It all just comes right back to them.
It's government policy that will bring the naira down. And once the FX value, once the naira appreciates effectively against the dollar, you will be able to now go into the market and buy products at reasonable price. Now, as we speak, dollar is falling. It has fallen as much as, I think, 25-30%. You know, it went almost to 2,000. Now, the problem is when you go to the market, nothing is falling. And you say to yourself, hold on, what is going on? So if everybody has been, you go to the market before, they will say it's dollar, it's dollar, it's dollar. So now, dollar is falling, reduce your price, it's not happening. On every product, building material, even on food item, they're not just bringing it down. And again, going back to what I said the last time I was here, government price control. It is done worldwide. We can do it here. But the question is that if we open it up, who is going to police it? That's another thing. But you can say to Dangote, sorry, you're not going to sell cement here for more than 3,500 naira. That's it. If you're not happy, tough luck. At least you have the main supplier in your hand rather than multiple suppliers. So on cement, you can achieve the same effective control. On even diesel, you can tell Dangote, sorry, this is a price, you will sell diesel here. There is no transportation shipping cost in diesel. So Dangote cannot be selling the same as we have it before. For me, I believe if you strip out freight costs from our diesel price, diesel should be under 1,000 naira at the moment. It's close to 1,500. So again, tough action is needed.
Yes, indeed, and it's also disheartening despite the fact that most of these products, there's always a high demand for them. So you would expect a lot of competition, and a lot of, the pricing should be relatively competitive and should come down with more demand. Dr. Edward Akinlade, real estate professional, property developer, would like to thank you, as always, for joining us on the show. It's good to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.